Okay, new information coming out with the Jacob Blake condition. Yes, Jacob Blake had a warrant on him for arrest. And now you're all going to start your whataboutism. So let's flip that whataboutism around, okay? Let's go there. Okay, so you're going to say, but what about his warrants? Yeah, what about them? Why in the world, when officers are going to a domestic abuse situation and know the person that they are going to arrest has warrants out on them, why did they only send 2 officers to apprehend this person? Why? Should they have not sent more than 2 officers, knowing full well that they were going to have to arrest a man? Any other cases that you see of some incident like that, you know darn well they send at least 4 officers. They sent only 2. Why? Was it because they didn't see him as a threat? So there's your whataboutism. You want to do whataboutism? We can do whataboutism going both ways. You want to play with the facts? Let's play with the facts. Facts is, this man was breaking up a fight. Facts is, he had a warrant on him. Facts is, they sent out insufficient number of officers to arrest the man. Facts is, the man got up and went to his car. Facts is, he was not facing his door to remove anything out of his door when an officer pulled on his shirt and shot him 7 times point blank. Facts is, his 3 children were in the car. Facts is, then the officer is shooting Jacob Blake as he did. The bullets could have went right straight through Jacob and ended up hitting one of those children. Facts is, them officers should have brought along backup. And that's the facts. There was no need to shoot this man. But it happens again and again and again and again and again. And every time a black man is shot, every time an officer shoots a black man or puts their knee on a black man and kills a black man, everybody's doing the whataboutism, 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 or whataboutism. But you see it happen to a white man, and everybody's out there hollering about it. And that's the facts. I have seen more times that there has been hollering about a white man who was unjustly shot by a cop or unjustly killed by a cop than I have about black men having it. I have seen more people across the line doing the whataboutism on a black man than I have on a white man. Right across the line. And the sad thing is it's not only whataboutism coming from white people, it's coming from black people too. And don't tell me that isn't racism. I've seen more than one black person have a racist bias towards other black people. So don't even go there with me. Don't even do it. Now they can take into custody a man who shot and murdered 2 innocent people and wounded a 3rd. They can take him into custody real easy like, right? They can let him walk down the street and make it home. But they take a black man and they shoot him. Now ask yourself this question. And be honest with yourself. If the person who shot and killed two and wounded a third was a black man, would you be out there right now hollering about the fact that some guy with a skateboard and a gun tried to stop him after he shot the first man? Would you be hollering about that? Would you be saying that that guy with the skateboard and a gun was wrong and shouldn't have hit that other guy upside the head with a skateboard? Would you? Or would you have been heralding him as a hero, as has been done time and time again? When some person with a gun shoots a bad person who's killing people in a mosque or whatever. We've seen it. But because it was a white boy with a gun who had just shot and killed one person at a Black Lives Matter protest, you're up there hollering and trying to turn him into a hero. He's not a hero. Because it was a black man that was shot 7 times in his back. Because the law enforcement in that town did not send enough officers to properly detain and arrest a man with warrants on him. You're going to do your whataboutism. So let's do the what you want to do the whataboutism. You really want to go that route. Let's do the whataboutism both ways. Let's do the whataboutism against the shooter who killed 2 and wounded another one. What about if he was black? What about if nobody was there to try and stop him? What about if he would have went on to shoot more people? There's some whataboutism for you. What about the fact that he illegally had his gun? He had an AK-15 or whatever, AR-15, whatever you call it. And in Wisconsin, he's 17 and he has one of those guns. It's against the law. So he had an illegal gun in Wisconsin. He obtained the gun illegally on top of that. So he doubly had an illegal gun. He crossed the border, not once, but twice, with an illegal gun. So what about that? What about that whataboutism? His mother took him to that rally. What about her responsibility in what happened? He's a minor after all. There's your whataboutism. You want to make excuses on why the shooter was justified in what he did and make him out to be a hero? But yet, make Jacob Blake out to be a murderous bad guy? Let's do the whataboutism then. We can do it all day long. Or we can look at the facts. Facts is, they shot this man 7 times in the back. Facts is, they didn't bring enough law enforcement to arrest this man. And those are the facts. Facts is, yes, Jacob Blake tried to walk away from being arrested. He shouldn't have done it. We all know it. But that doesn't mean them officers should have tried to kill him. He was unarmed. There was no need for it. Hell, they could have let him get in his car, drive home with his kids so that his kids were at home where they were safe, and then came to his home and arrested him. But no, they shot him 7 times in the back without justification. And that's the facts. They brought along insufficient amount of law enforcement to be able to detain and arrest the man. And that's the facts. Now, personally, I would like to see the whole record. Did he really have a warrant on him? Did he really? Or did the warrant magically appear up because he had called the courts and postponed the court hearing because of COVID? Or that the courts had postponed the court hearing because of COVID? Mm-hmm. Let's dig into the facts of it. At the time that his court hearing was supposed to be, could have there been a possibility the courthouse was closed down because of COVID? How can you go to court if the courts are closed down? And how can he get a warrant on him if the courts are closed down? Ask yourself that question. There's another whataboutism. What about COVID-19? Closing everything down. So let's do some more whataboutism. They had no reason to shoot him, plain and blank. Period. And especially not 7 times in his back while he was inches away from his children. There was no need for that. And let's talk about the whataboutism, about some of the things that the officers in Kenosha had done long before this incident happened. They're disparaging remarks that they have made in the past. Let's talk about that whataboutism. They've got a history of having racial bias. So talk about the whataboutism, okay? Do it some more. Open your stupid mouth and do it some more. Because it can go both ways. There was no need to shoot and paralyze that man, let alone try to kill him. Period.